Let's get this party started. Trickle in, we're gonna react to Richard Hart's new scam. If you're going for this shit again, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to talk about. So let's get settled in here. What up, hoodie? Hit the like button, please. It's been a long time since I streamed, so it's gonna take a while for this thing to percolate through the algorithms. You guys should thank Black Levin. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be streaming right now. What's up, Too Sick to Think Of? Jack Handy, right? He said sacrifice again, and that was enough for me. Harvey Nuila, ETH to the moon, inevitably, yes. Church clean, appreciate it, man. You like it? It's very rare. Very rare. What up, official universe? Bitcoin, bro, okay. What up, Wavy? What up? Okay, not Muhammad. Mind of Tron. Trickle on in, guys. Oh man, it feels so good to be back. Thanks, Richard. Thank you, Richard Heart, for giving me some stupid shit to talk about. I should just stream like this. It's like the new Anonymous. What up, Tekken? So,
what do you want me to talk about?
Where we at with it? If you guys didn't know, I've been doing member videos. Haven't done one in a couple days. But if you want to see what I'm up to in this moment in crypto, Monad, that's pretty much what I've been on. Bought the dip on that yesterday. Was that yesterday? The day before. Whenever it was like 23 cents, I bought some more. So we up on that. So yeah, links in the description, become a member. And help us pay some of these bills in the bear market. Yeah, shout out to Black Levin, man. I was gonna do a video for the members and react to it. But I said, you know, let's do a freebie. What up, Knox, Bill, Nathan? We outside. You should stream like that from whole new YouTube, banging on yourself. Thing is, I don't want to stand up. Bring the Wise ecosystem on. We get money. Hey, man. I'm gonna give y'all some alpha about Wise. The Wise first max stakes are ending at the beginning of the year. So there's gonna be a lot of shares expiring. I haven't bought any yet, but think there might be a play long-term staking on that. I don't know yet. We're gonna see what the price do. It's going down versus ETH, but there might be a play on outperforming ETH. Maybe. Probably not though. What up, Retro Crypto? Oh, we got another play, Midnight. If you remember, you probably claimed the Midnight airdrop, which is, I think it's too late to get that now, but I think that mainnet goes live on the 8th. So we'll be talking about that on the members. But yeah, we're going to react to this Richard Heart scam. It's a new scam he's got going on. I have not seen anything but the thumbnail, but I'm sure I'm going to have a lot to say. What up, Drunk on Crypto? Make sure you guys join the Telegram. Link for that is also in the description. There's always some chatter going on. Yeah, let's hit the likes, man. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear music, but I need to walk my cat. We'll look at some charts. I mean, it's been a while since I heard my shit, man. Not that, what the fuck? This one.
Just talk about a beat. Stay more and do it aggressively. The feds always tracking, harassing me. They thinking that they got a pin on me, but they forgot I said allegedly. 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 You already know who it is. Allegedly. Lamar in the house, I'm the shiz. Allegedly. I'm moving all over the bridge. Allegedly. Staking these more for my kids. Allegedly. You know I'm gonna handle my biz. Allegedly. I had to get out of my fears. Allegedly. So stake it off for 15 years. Allegedly. Now I can cop a new crib. Allegedly. 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 I work on the clock, only staring at charts. Then my boss told me that I was fired. I've been buying the crypto since 2015, didn't touch it, and now I'm retired. I don't care if you hate what I'm driving, cause I know the real ones, they gon' get inspired. I got so much crypto that's up to my ears, now I'm playing, now I'm just a liar. Allegedly. 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 I just sold a Bitcoin for 100K. Allegedly. Went and copped a new Porsche for the wifey babe. Allegedly. In theory, I could probably do this every single day. Allegedly. Maybe hold on to your more, something's on the way. Allegedly. 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 Allegedly.
All right, thanks a little more for that banger you supplied us with. Let's just put my desk up. Might rip some cords though, so we're not gonna do that. All right. Face revealed. All right, let's look at some charts first. Minimum. Let's get you guys updated on where I'm at with the charts. How about that? So, Bitcoin looking a lot better, buddy. Good job. Nice recovery. Decent recovery. Well, maybe not nice. We'll say decent. Where am I at? I want to see a push and break above this 34. You know me. Yeah, I want to see a fall through 96 and a half. And yeah, but the bad news is it's stock to flow. As you can see now, a lot of people are ruling this out. They're thinking that, you know, macro, blah, blah, whatever, right? Macro, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to stick with this. I'm hoping we get a recovery to where we were. That'd be nice to take some more profit. But, you know, looking at this chart, you know, if we're just going off of the timing of the halving, nothing else, just where we are from the halving, it's time to get out, man. I'm sorry. It's time to get out, man. So, that's the unfortunate bit. Now, we could, you know, invalidate all of this and just reverse and keep going up, and then it turns green, and it's not even a real thing that we look at it anymore. But this has worked since back here, guys. Like since I discovered this chart, it's always been true. You know, when it's yellow, it's probably time to take some profit. You know, now I'm looking down, so there's that. So that's pretty bullish that I'm looking down. So I do think that we recover and maybe get back to the 200 ultimately, wherever that might be. But yeah, I'm thinking lower high. And maybe, but hey, it's like, I don't want to be bearish because I love to see it go up, you know, but just going off of what's usually happened, you know, like I'd be kind of foolish. It'd be foolish to ignore this, you know. My approach is not ignoring this until it's proven wrong, or it doesn't prove that it doesn't work anymore. It's not true anymore. So that would mean like this going up and it turning green and blue and then red, you know, or whatever, blue and then dumping and going, or something different, right? I also think the good side of this is that I don't think we go much lower. I'm thinking if we do go down, the lowest that we go is this support right here. Now, one thing I talked about in my members video, this was I think this was my last member video too. I zoomed all the way out and I had this realization. Every time, because I've been in the whole time. So, except for this one. But every other time that the price was on this red line, it was complete terror. Complete terror when we were on this line. So, like if you were around, you can look at these points and remember. Now here, it wasn't terror, but this is where I would even say I'm famous for this because of me. I'm the only one that talks about it. But I was incredibly bearish right here. Now this was my first rodeo, basically. So this was my first bottom. So, yeah, I was incredibly bearish here. Then you got COVID. And then you got, now this is where it starts to kind of like wear off, because I don't know what I was on back here. This is 2022. I think I was really probably distracted with hex and stuff. So I wasn't really paying attention to the bottom. 2022. What was going on at the end of 2022? I think, yeah, that's like the end of hex, maybe. Because then Titan X came out. This is Titan X and Zen and stuff. So, you know, wasn't really much terror here. But these 2 points, I remember the market being very bearish. So if we get down there again, fucking going all in. Taking all stable coins and just going in Bitcoin. RSI's almost done resetting up. Be nice to get this down here. You know, I just would rather it go down, to be honest. I don't want it to, but I kind of would rather it do it so we can just go ahead and be done with it. This staying up kind of high is like, can we just go down? You know, but yeah, we're still up there, man. We're not even close to being bearish. I mean, it's bearish, but we're not close to any resetting indicator, like a bearish cross or something. Like, this is still pretty bullish. It's still an uptrend. So hopefully we go up. But if we do, I don't want to stay. I don't like being around here. 93, 92. I want to go back above 100. It's like, why? So I can sell. I want to sell some more. I didn't sell enough. Can y'all go? Can you run that back? I want to get all the way out this time. Because like the market is really scary. Like, I don't know if it's always like this, but people are saying the economy is really going really bad. I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but they're saying like people are struggling. I could see that. Like, if you didn't like up your career, you're probably doing worse off than you were doing 4 years ago, unless you upped your status by doing something. But if you stayed the same, you're doing worse, actually. Like, if your income stayed the same, you're actually doing worse. And I would say it's noticeably worse. It's not like, still feels, no, it feels, I mean, I got a bigger family, so my family's gotten bigger, so maybe that's what it is. But yeah, shit ain't it, like the prices of stuff, food, I don't know. Has food really gotten expensive? I mean, I could see how it could affect some people, but wages went up a little bit. They saying people ain't really got it like that, basically. I don't know. Maybe you guys know. You guys know? Are your family members struggling? Like, I'm really kind of out of touch. I wish I wasn't, though. People ain't gonna tell you like, oh man, I'm doing worse off than I was, you know, unless they're really, really close with you. So you got to kind of like think about it. And it appears that people are doing worse. I think social media is just actually hiding it very well. Real economy, not. Okay, we got some smart people rolling in. Lengthening cycle seems the most credible bullish take. Yeah, but aren't they always lengthened? Yeah, that's where I'm saying, like, that's where I kind of tend to not go for that, because people always say that. And every bear market's going to last longer. You know? Got some cheese I can eat. Good one. Like, one thing I'm definitely realizing is, and I think, that's just me being real. Like, one thing I'm realizing is, even if you kind of come up in crypto, you still need to be making some. I mean, you don't need to. I mean, you can eat off of it, but if you don't manage it well, or the key is making more than you're spending. So I'm noticing the amount that I'm spending. Like, here's what I'm noticing. This is what I'm noticing, because we got the apps now that show you how much you're making and how much you're putting in the bank, how much you're taking out, what you're spending it on. That number's going up and shit's staying the same. Is it just me? Or is the amount every month that shit going like this? It's just going up and up and up and up. It's like, damn. Is it because my family's getting bigger? Or what's going on? Yeah. It's like you gotta be making, and then you can put it into like some crypto and earn yield. Like, that's what I'm on now, like lending. Just lend that shit out and let that supplement it. But you gotta work somehow, because it's gonna be, unless you become like a billionaire, you ain't gonna make enough to where you can just, all right. I mean, maybe if you live in like, this is what I'm saying, like maybe if you live in a cheaper country, you might be able to, like, I could get by if I move to a cheaper, like Cryptida, if I move like somewhere like East Asia, or, I think, what's that? It's like a Mexican country that's like really cheap or something. Africa, Jamaica, somewhere like that. I could probably just chill. But here, gonna have to work. Everyone with a family under 100 making under 175K a year is living tight. Everything is more expensive. Yes, for sure. No question about everything getting more expensive. Our Asian, East Asia moved in with them. I go to the Western, okay, this is Cryptida in Asia. I go to the Western market and it is super expensive. All locals, we shop in the local market. Food is super cheap, but like rice, veggies. Oh, go to Western market, you mean like Western Planet? All super expensive. All locals, we shop in the local market. Food is super cheap. Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to do, is see how much. I mean, I could find out easily, but yeah, I bet it really is cheap to grow your stuff though. Kenny, it's true, because 2021, I got a better paying job. The overtime was keeping me afloat, but since it's slow, I've been feeling it a year. That's some good insight. So basically, that's the FUD that I'm seeing on my YouTube because I watch a little bit more, I don't want to say more mature, but like, that's where I'll watch like a macro video. And most of the videos I'm saying are talking about how, well, one channel is pretty bullish still, but other channels are talking about how most of the stock market is just like Apple and Google, and everything else is not up that much. And those might be overvalued, and those could tank everything. Like if those start falling, because I mean, bro, I got an iPhone, 11? Don't need a new iPhone, bro. I just subscribed to Apple TV the other day, and that was just to watch, I think that was Fallout. That shit's good. I mean, it took a couple episodes. It was kind of whack. Once she got to the surface, it was whack. It was like watching Xena, but now it's gotten a little bit better. But the second season that came out anyway. Yeah, so I subscribe to that to buy. But other than that, Apple, I'm not really buying Apple products. They're too good. They last too long. If you think about it. So I need to put because that More logo is sitting right above my face. So I need to put this over here. You accepted those government COVID checks, of course, prices were going to shoot up. Have prices on stuff ever like dipped? I'm not old enough to know. Like, that's something I should ask my grandparents. Like, was there a time where like a cheeseburger started costing less and you're like, wow, has that ever happened? What up, Jay Perry? Apple TV got to be worst service ever. Prices are dipping hard in China. Really? So they're experiencing that? That's good information right there. I got to stream more often. This is better than AI. I mean, like, has food ever went down though? I mean, yeah, they were probably too, but did they ever dip to like, $1.50? I'm not saying like that item. I mean, like in general, food prices, did they ever go down? Like McDonald's stuff, did it ever go down? I don't think so. I wouldn't know though. I'm stupid. What would I do? I mean, of course they don't trend down, but I mean, like, the market was doing so good that prices dipped. Like, say maybe in the 80s it happened or something, where I wouldn't. Yeah, gas. I remember them doing that. Like, that's always been a thing. Like, gas does go up and down. Like, I remember in the early 90s. Well, not early 90s, but like, this had to be mid to late 90s. Hearing my grandparents, we would come down to Myrtle Beach and they would be looking at gas prices. Oh, that was 99, 98. They would like almost fishing for gas and like would ride down further. And I'm trying to think, I guess they were being tight about gas. Demand dries up. Yeah. So I guess that would be true. Like, if people stop buying cheeseburgers at McDonald's, we're just gonna always use cheeseburgers because it's food. Then I imagine that's not good though, because that means people not making money. So prices have to come down. So yeah, that makes sense. I just don't think I've ever seen that. Oh, Affinity. I didn't see it. The Great Depression. Yeah, it's no way that they can trend down for a long period of time. But it's like, are we gonna get a break where like shit don't, like, maybe I'm getting older, so time is moving faster, so you can't even really perceive that shit anymore, which is trippy. But yeah, shit's going up fast. And then AI, AI is, they saying that's already starting to affect people's jobs. So I think that's what's going to crash everything. That's obvious. That's going to be the thing that 20 years from now, it's going to be like, oh, man, duh. That's going to make people not work. So you need to start, I'm trying to start thinking of what that's going to look like. If AI is doing everything, then what are we doing? It's like, what is there to really do? And I kind of think that it might make us just go back to nature. That's what I heard someone say, and that's something that I think is going to happen. Like, when all the content on your phone is AI, you're probably going to put that shit down. You think about it. When all the content is like AI videos, you might as well just put the phone down, bro. AI girls, AI videos, AI comedy. Just put the phone down, go outside. And I think that's what makes everything pop, is people stop doing that shit. It's all fake. Nobody believes it anymore. And then the bubble pops. Humans to become batteries. That's a little bit too. I'm pretty optimistic when it comes to planet Earth. I've noticed that nothing really happens. Or if it does, it takes a really long time. We're in the sharing economy. That's what would be, you mean sharing like food? Or what? Or you mean social media sharing? Already do. AI making me get off social media. Yeah, I'm noticing my feed is becoming shit. It's still stuff that I like, but it's like, it's not really. It's no substance. Like if I sit there and just at my phone, it starts showing me silly stuff. But if I'm like looking, like trying to find crypto stuff, it'll start showing, but I have to try. So AI can put us in a huge depression, and you would have to fight for your family if you keep voting. But why? Why would I have to fight for my family because of AI? I would use a solid blackout for 1 year. How much better is it? Yeah, the AIs, I don't notice any difference. That new banana shit though, I had fun with that on Thanksgiving. Like going through my grandparents' old photos and like trying to enhance them. That shit was pretty fun. Yeah. Anyway, let's watch this Richard Heart. And we'll get back to the bullshit. Right after this. All right, what I want to listen to. We got to listen to the banger, man.
Buy more every day. Buy more and it's steak. Buy more every day. Buy more and it's say propaganda, 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 propaganda. Go ahead, pop you a steak. Go ahead, cop the new Ray. Go ahead, empty the safe. Go ahead, cop the estate. Buy more, yeah, that's an anthem. If you do, we won't have no winner. Steak more, that's the agenda. Now make some letters, call it propaganda. Propaganda, 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 propaganda. Throwing hundreds, that's an airdrop. In the kitchen, cooking straight drop. If the price drop, I'ma have to shop. Yeah, Yeah, baby, like I'm Fetty Wap. Buy more, better not say it twice. Tip her more since she been nice. This ain't financial advice. This is just some propaganda. Propaganda, 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 propaganda. Buy more, propaganda, stay more, propaganda, buy more. This shit will always go. Stay more, propaganda, buy more, propaganda, stay more, propaganda, buy more, propaganda, stay more, propaganda, 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 propaganda.
Richard back with that propaganda.
Propaganda, 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 propaganda.
Welcome back, everybody. Let me guess. Hello, everyone. Let me guess. What's the over-under on that? What's the over-under on hello, everyone? I got 10,000 on it. 10,000. Now, you know me, I'm going to start out very pessimistic, but I will allow it to grow on me, okay?
Pause.
I'm thinking it's going to be something that I don't want to participate in, though. Sent you a DM from our official account on Twitter. All right. All right, let's do this. Headphones? Nah.
Hello, everybody. Richard.
Oh, it's everybody. Y'all should have bet with me. Everybody.
Hello, everybody. Richard Heart here. I hope you've noticed at ProveX.com, there's a Coney project. It uses zero-knowledge proofs. It does stuff blockchains can't do. It does stuff off-chain, and then put.
All right, is that true? Does it do stuff that blockchains can't do? I guess he's meaning like smart contracts. Like he always talks in like these fake truths, like 100% uptime. It's like, come on, man. You mean you bought the domain and kept paying for it?
Puts it on chain with a token, burns a token, and all this other cool stuff. It's being given away for free to those that have sacrificed. What are they sacrificing for? Go check it out. I think that's like $8.5 million worth of sacrifices so far. ProveX.info. So ProveX.info is where people are making a political statement by throwing their money away. 8.5 mil so far. And then ProveX.com is the free token that's being given away to people that are in.
Is it me or does he sound rusty? He sounds kind of rusty, like he's trying to say it all. And you know, he doesn't sound as confident as he used to be.
In the sacrifice set. So what to do? You can go check it out. You can see what other people are using the software for now. So if you look at Bitcoin
It's like
was a conglomeration of a bunch of free and open source software. They used a free and open source front end called Qt.
I feel like the facade of Richard Heart is like a pile of dust falling. And it's like the Wizard of Oz, you know, that's a good example too.
Only ran on Windows. It was programmed in C++. And then they used open source databases. Everything's open source, right? So we stand on the back of giants. The breakthrough with Bitcoin was handing out tokens to on-ramp people for free. So there was a time when the Bitcoin existed and didn't have a price, but people still participated in the network because they had a belief. They believed in, I don't want to say self-custody because it's inaccurate, but holding your own knowledge, your own private keys, which these days are generated by seed words. Back when Bitcoin was invented, there weren't seed words. The generating of keys deterministically from seed words wasn't adopted yet as a BIP, Bitcoin Improvement Proposal. So,
yeah, he kind of like, the more he does a trick, the more clear it comes. It's like, oh yeah, I guess that would work. Just keep on talking about how long you've been in Bitcoin.
Long story short, the breakthrough with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin was that you could prove people aren't double spending their coins by having a proof of work.
Yeah, history lesson.
Which proves that the coins haven't already been spent, and then you wait so many confirmations until the economic energy of all of the blocks that are stacked at the top of the one that you care about is enough for you to believe that it's not going to be rolled back. And right now, with Bitcoin over $1 trillion, it's a lot of economic energy every 10 minutes. It's pretty funny to wait 10 minutes for a block, to tell you the truth. In Pulse Chain, for instance, we have blocks every 10 seconds. It's a lot faster. Is it 10? Pretty sure it's 10. It depends on how quick people find. It could float a little higher, a little lower, like half a second or so. So the breakthrough in blockchains, particularly Bitcoin, was that you have proof of work, doing timestamping, proving that people aren't double spending their coins, and you on-ramp new users because they can mine their own coins for free, at least in the beginning, or they could mine coins out of thin air by enriching electric companies and mining companies, proof of waste, you could call it, later on. And it worked. You've got multiple $1 trillion of valuation.
All right.
It worked. Now,
we'll stick around for the good
new
bits.
Crypto primitives that exist that didn't exist then? Well, zero knowledge proofs. So for instance, one of the biggest problems with crypto is if you want to de-risk or risk off or whatever, or get into something that's guaranteed to go to zero over time, but it does it slowly, the dollar.
Who's that? Living La Vida Crypto. He sounds like he knows people know he's full of shit. That's a good one. Like, he's starting to sound like a car salesman. Like, that's what a car salesman sounds like. Feel like he used to sell it to us. Now he's trying to sell it now. Sound like he know on some BS low key. He sounds scared and guilty. I think T is right about coins lacking innovation like they did years ago. Like, I'm on Monad and the same stuff is launching. Like, it's nothing really new. So yeah, that's true.
You need to go through a centralized exchange because there isn't any counterparty risk-free, decentralized on-chain exchanges for Bitcoin that have any volume or have any adoption. The devs actively don't want people building things on top of Bitcoin. They reduce the amount of data that you can put into the chain, and that works well for other chains like Pulse Chain because it makes it easier for people to launch.
That should say Clear's
like
throat on the captions, bro. You see that? Holy shit. Clear's throat.
Or, use the tokens that are already there. It's a full system state fork of Ethereum. So if you had any coins on Ethereum or Ethereum itself around 2 years ago, you got free coins on Pulse Chain. So what am I? This is a really long story.
Right.
This is how it goes when you're speaking from the heart with no script. So long story short, what was the breakthrough with Bitcoin? Giving out tokens for free to on-ramp users, solving the Byzantine generals problem with double spending so people could prove
he does a lot of
spent.
Look at how smart I am. I'm a historian. I know everything. You know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, kind of, it's like, hey, you still got to know it. You know, so it's like, oh, it's pretty cool. You know these things.
And now, what is this technology, the zero knowledge
But
technology?
it's like, is
ProveX
this memorized? It's like, if I just memorize that shit and I only make a video once a fucking year, he's definitely trained by some agency. I mean, I hear people saying, you probably playing, but I do hear people saying, you know, he's actually the puppet. It's like, okay, y'all, it's not that deep. It's like, he's just a dude, man.
Time. What can it do that Bitcoin can't?
Tell me you can't make money off of
counterparty risk problem. It allows you to prove things
so I'm gonna watch
that blockchains can't prove.
But I just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Many years ago, I won't say many, but a few years ago, people developed technology which allowed you to issue cryptographically secure proofs from secure certificates that you see every day with email or you see every day with websites. So when you receive an email or when you go to a website, that little lock, that little SSL lock, you can do things with it that people aren't aware of. And that's really the breakthrough here. You can issue statements of proof from those certificates regarding what is in the statement. So if you go to a web page and it has an SSL certificate on it, you can prove that that server said that thing. And if you put it on the blockchain at that time, or at least no later than that time, and so you could solve a lot of other trust. So blockchains solve double spending trust and time stamping trust and when things happen trust, but they can't solve for you without this other.
Okay, he's describing the product now, which is good because it's fine. Okay, we're getting a little bit of insight, but he's overcomplicating it, I think, because I don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. Like, so it's probably like, I would like to go back and watch some Richard Heart Hex videos before Hex came out and how he was first started talking about that shit. And then to see it now and be like, oh, you know, it's like
technology that runs alongside them and makes them more powerful and can do things they can't do. So if someone, let's say you wanted to trade crypto without a disgusting middleman in the middle, say an exchange,
like
the guys that get hacked, de-anonymize you, ruin your privacy, ruin your security, lose your coins, ask you a bunch of weird questions.
Value
it's the
goes
least
down
enjoyable part of cryptocurrency.
indefinitely.
It doesn't need to be that way. You can trade directly with someone else. So the
Less
problem with
people
trading
using
with
it.
someone else is you have this issue of trust where, well, they say they sent the money. Did they send the money? They said this. They said they sent the. How can you prove they sent the money before you send your coins? Well, ProveX. ProveX allows them to sign a statement from an extension in their browser. You can do it other ways too, but this one's one way you can do it. That proves that they sent the money. And so, if two people perform a trade, and it's not just restricted to cryptocurrency exchange.
Okay, I instantly get what it is now. It's an escrow. Now, why does this need a coin? What's the coin do? And why do I want it?
Is that even the right word? Basically, anytime someone wants to prove that they did something, as long as you trust the server that's issuing the proof. So let's say if someone said they PayPal'd you something, you could pull proof from the email they got from PayPal's email server or from PayPal's website itself. You could issue a cryptographically secure proof from either of those two things that showed that indeed this was paid. And because of the zero knowledge property, you don't have to declare any extra information. You don't have to show a screenshot, which could be faked, by the way, which is what's so interesting about this. So blockchain solve double spending, ProveX zero knowledge tech, and I prefer to brand it just ProveX because I'm not here to advertise zero knowledge tech. Just like Satoshi didn't advertise the database he was building on, and Satoshi didn't advertise the Qt GUI, graphical user interface software he used. He didn't advertise the cryptographic primitives that preceded his work. He wasn't out there advertising SEC P256K1 as a curve.
Nigga, you see what I'm saying? Like,
he made a brand.
I need that boy. I need that shit. I need that boy if you go. Hold on. I need that boy if you don't get. Just for you, nigga. I need a pen. Damn, I don't even have a pen, yo. I really don't have a pin. I just have a pin on my neck. We're gonna have to try and remember that shit. Boy, if you don't get
underlying tech that was underneath it, you didn't spend any time promoting that.
that's be for there. We didn't have that. They just be saying shit.
ProveX, I think, is kind of the same thing.
What if he just making up shit? If he didn't have the SP45 through, then he talking about nothing. All right, let's go back 15 seconds.
SEC P256K1 is a curve.
SEC.
Right? He made a brand and he promoted the brand, and the underlying tech that was underneath it, he didn't spend any time promoting that. And ProveX, I think, is kind of the same thing. The open software works. The open source software works. It's in production. People are using it today. You could go try it yourself, a version of it that doesn't have a token, doesn't have any token burning, and doesn't really have any users, barely. You can go to ZK or zkp2p.xyz. Bad brand, bad URL, but it's the same situation. It's an underlying cryptographic primitive that has some users, but is missing the parts that would make something grab, make something bite. People like tokens because it gives them something to talk about that in some cases there's an advantage for them talking about. So for instance, would I have a YouTube channel if I didn't have any Bitcoin? Probably not, right? So when you are part of a network, when you're part of a movement,
I get that.
You're much more excited to talk about it.
Oh, I see. Coin.
You get
Got you.
More vibe, more rewards, more enjoyment, more community, all the things people care about. Some people, gains. If there's a price for a thing, Bitcoin was around since before it had a price.
Don't care. Go ahead and say that dumb shit. Some people don't care about price. Go ahead and say that dumb shit. Some people care about price. Some people don't care about price.
The technology that ProveX is built on has been around, and it doesn't have a price. So it's cool. It's very cool. It's one of the few things in crypto that is new and innovative and doesn't have a thousand. It's very cool. It's one of it's been around, and it doesn't have a price.
Analyze, zoom in, enhance. Did you just say it doesn't? Before it had a price. Okay.
The technology that ProveX is built on has been around, and it doesn't have a price.
So the thing that he's forking doesn't have a price. Is that what he's saying? ZK. What is it? ZK P2P. Is he saying that thing doesn't have a price, so it doesn't have a token? So
it's cool. It's very cool. It's one of the few things in crypto that is new and innovative and doesn't have 1,000 competitors. With layer twos, 1 million competitors, and the charts of all of them look like trash. With layer ones, 1 million competitors, and the charts of the vast majority of them look like trash. It's very competitive. So,
I can't really confirm. I guess depends on what time frame. Like Solana, I mean, the majority of them, yeah, all layer ones did go down. Most of them didn't go down. So it's not like post-chain is an anomaly. It would actually be an anomaly if it was going up. So it kind of makes sense that it would die. So he kind of got you on that one, guys. He's like, shit failed, man. So
people kind of have this backwards understanding where they want to buy when the price is higher because it shows product market fit. It has the fear of missing out. And people aren't as interested to buy when the price is lower. And it's the same when you launch a new and innovative 0 to 1 instead of 1 to 2 kind of thing. It didn't exist, now it exists. This type of technology, it doesn't have, you can't point at like Ethereum and go, look, there's the competitor, and look at our addressable market, our addressable market share or whatever. I can't remember the fancy word VCs use for it, but it's like, how much market could you capture? And anyone that's experienced
don't spoil it, chat.
Dumb way to think about things, but that's the way a lot of people think about it. Like, how big is the thing you're attacking? Well, it's kind of better to do the thing that no one else is doing, because then you have more pricing power. So like if you go on ProveX.com, they're talking about a 2% buy and burn, 1% on each side. That kind of pricing power is awesome. I mean, it's very good pricing power.
Is this nigga making a tax token? I don't
That
want
kind of pricing power.
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna try
awesome.
not. I'm not gonna read chat for right now
It's very good pricing
because
power.
I feel like I want to get the
And in other
answers.
places like Ethereum, that is now rolling out a new upgrade called Fusaka, it's going to increase the amount of data that people can store by
Yeah,
sparsely
gas
sampling
went down,
it. And you're
which is
like, well,
fucking
is that gonna
hilarious
add up?
because like everything on Ethereum right now is like cheap. Like unless you're doing something like a DApp or something, even that's still cheap. But it's pennies to transact on ETH right now. It just keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. So it's like, you guys might as well just come back to ETH. You know, it's kind of funny.
economic value to the chain. I mean, what's the number one market cap cryptocurrency? Well, it's Bitcoin. And do they ever increase the throughput? Almost never. Almost never. And are the fees cheap? Usually not. And is the price the highest? Yep. It's simple supply and demand. If you keep increasing the supply of block space, it literally becomes too cheap, to tell you the truth. Now, in theory, there's infinite demand for free space, but in reality, we haven't really
I'm
seen.
still stuck on that yep because the true him kind of came out right there. Like that's the Richard Heart I want to talk to. When this motherfucker like yep,
It's simple.
like this whole facade of I'm so smart and I'm so better.
Almost never. And are the fees cheap? Usually not. And is the price the highest? Yep. It's simple supply and demand. If you keep increasing the supply of block space, it
That's
literally
American
becomes
right
too
there.
cheap, to tell you the truth. Now, in theory, there's infinite demand for free space, but in reality, we haven't really seen the nearly free space get infinitely demanded on a lot of, ghost chains where there's nothing going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As
So-
soon as that upgrade happened, because I still do my Zen mints. Them shits is like $2 now. It's fun, and it's like the third time I'm doing the remints, and it's getting cheaper and cheaper. So I'm watching the Gwei, and Gwei is at like 0.4 now. Like every time it goes to like a low, it just keeps getting lower and lower. It's pretty dope. So it's like, that's still a spike. Like it spikes when something is something going on. But if you're just chilling,
I think it would be nicer for people to pay to use the Ethereum blockchain, because otherwise, how do you get the value to go from the things using the chain to the actual native token of the chain? I think people, like, I remember when ICOs used to launch on Ethereum and there'd be 1,000 Gwei to get a transaction in, and it gave people a reason to buy, So, yeah, long story short, no matter what industry you're in, you can underprice things. There is a price at which you're doing bad for yourself and the industry and the customers. You want to be able to afford R&D? It helps to have a price. You want to be able to buy ads to compete with other things? It helps to have a price, to not be free, which is why in capitalism you see almost no free, because those things die or never, crib death, they never make it, you name it. So long story short, it is very fun and very nice that there is a new cryptographic primitive that doesn't have a token that I'm aware of, except for this new free one being given away, ProveX.com. Good domain name. Good
okay,
logo.
so at least he's saying this time that you're actually going to get a token. Post chain, he wasn't saying that. He was saying you're sacrificing, and he wasn't saying that you were gonna. It was implied, but he wasn't saying that you were gonna get a token in return for sacrificing. So,
And you can go use the tech. You can go to zkp2p.xyz and try it out. But that
we're
I
gonna
don't like
try it out.
I don't like a lot of the
P2P.
things that they did. I think that they could be much better. So someone should make them better. What a good idea, It's just like Satoshi saw open-end free GUI software and a open source database. And then he's like, oh, there's a proof of work thing that they use for email where they just, use CPU cycles to prove that you're not a spammer, that you're a real person. So it introduces a cost. And you're like, yeah, he combined those things into a nice blockchain. He combined open source software, and then he had to choose like a couple parameters. He chose the 10-minute block time. He chose the 4-year halvening. You know, I wouldn't have chosen a 4-year halvening. I would have had it reduced much more quickly. This like, boom, every 4 years thing, it seems stupid.
Really?
It should be more incremental, in my opinion. So, long story short,
Yeah, incremental.
it's one
He could
another
have still
thing
did
that's
it.
like
He could have did it daily. Yeah. He could have did it daily, and it just gradually always goes down. But then you wouldn't. I don't know. It might not. It might not have popped like it did, because the 4 year is like boom. You know, doing it every day, and it's like gradually. You can't really. There's nothing to look to. Like we got the halving. That's what we can look forward to. You know?
what do blockchains do that you care about that are important? Censorship resistance, on-chain
Smarter than
exchange
Richard
to
Heart.
remove counterparty risk.
He don't even think it's like duh, nigga.
Bad gains is nice. You can have it. You know, that's another thing people don't understand. If people have finite economic energy, more tokens equals lower prices across everything. It's really that simple. It's supply and demand. And the only way that you get around that is if the tokens are reflexive and are holding their liquidity in themselves. So like the majority of PulseX liquidity is in Pulse. And then the majority
Listen,
of...
man, I know like your ego does something to you when you hit the like button, but can y'all hit the like button, please? Like, it's kind of pathetic, man. Like, I know your ego's like, man, don't hit that like button for this, man. But just, ain't nobody gonna see it. It don't hurt you. And it's actually gonna make you feel good. You ever did something for somebody, like let somebody cross the street in front of you? Like usually you like, man, you cut people off and you don't really think, but sometimes you do that, give them that, and then they go, and that shit makes you feel good, yo. That's what you can get right now. I'm selling you that feeling for the low price of hitting the like button. The low price of happiness for hitting that like button, because you did something for me.
Pulse's liquidity is in stables, and then maybe half in wrapped Ethereum from the Ethereum chain. So if
See,
Ethereum
what's
goes
crazy
up,
about that, let me go into that a little bit deeper though. Let me hear me out. It's crazy because it's kind of like you holding back because you think that's making you feel good from holding back and being like, man, I'm feeling good. I ain't doing that. And then you do it, and that's actually the feel good. Look, his eyes closed right now. Look at that shit. When I said that, he's like meditating. Like I turned him off. It's crazy. Because I'm Richard Heart. Awake, my child.
it floats the price of Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, because they're all tied together. If one goes up, they all go up. If one goes down, they all go down. And those ratios can shift as people add and remove liquidity and at what prices they do it and all these different things. But, long story short, it's nice to have something that doesn't have as many competitors because it's a new
You gotta launch
industry,
it,
a new paradigm.
Jack. You gotta launch it first, Jack. It don't have competitors now, but if it don't launch for another 2 years, it might have some competitors. Pulse chain.
And it can't just solve proving statements about whether you sent a wire transfer, this, that, or the other, or whether you have this many Twitter followers, or whether you really matched with this girl on Tinder, or there's a lot of different things
about
that you
Tinder,
could prove
nigga?
if you wanted to. And no one's monetizing that. So it's an opportunity. Now it's a battle to get people to do things new, like just show them the new way. But we've proven that this community is good at showing people new ways of doing things, which is why there's hundreds of thousands of users using new things. I made Uniswap popular. X was the majority of liquidity and trading on that system for a few months in the beginning. I make a lot of things popular. Not your keys, not your coins. Downloading front ends so that you can't be attacked through what they call a infrastructure attack, but really it's just you're pulling dependencies in from other places you don't control. And then when they turn their code to be evil, like there was just another NPM exploit a few days ago. The son of Shah Halud, I believe it was called. And then before that, there was a Shah Halud infrastructure attack. But basically, if you care about secure software,
What are you talking about?
you shouldn't be downloading dependencies. Dependency is just a fancy word for software you didn't build, but you need, right? Like Satoshi didn't build a database software. He pulled an off-the-shelf one. Ethereum didn't build a database software. They pulled an off-the-shelf one.
nigga?
And because they use multiple consensus clients, I think they've got multiple databases they use as well. So like Geth changed from level DB to RocksDB, and then it cut their RAM usage in half just by changing their database. It's pretty funny. People don't realize what goes into these things. They don't realize how the sausage is made. You kind of have to be pretty smart to know all the
Richard,
parts of
somebody-
the stack and know when abstractions are leaking. And
Somebody's behind you, man.
it's funny. A lot of people producing secure software. So the guys at Anthropic pushed or used this fuzzing software called Slither. Actually, I'm not exactly sure if it's a fuzzing software because I haven't used it in so long. I haven't used it in like 6 years.
Really, nigga?
5 or 6 years since I've used it. But it's a security analysis software that looks for bugs.
What
in
does
smart
the token
contracts. And
do,
so
man?
Anthropic guys, Claude 4.5 AI came
token
out,
do,
and then they
man?
ran a bunch of smart contracts through it, and they found
Don't spoil it,
4.58 or something $1 million of exploits. And so I have this feeling that every time there's a new update with AI releases, that they're going to run all the blockchain code and see where the vulnerabilities are, and that's kind of going to be a race between the white hats and the black hats. Funny stuff. That's why it's great to work in this ecosystem or be a fan of this ecosystem, because we just do everything better. It's now, of course, we get no credit for it because everyone's a scumbag that only talks their own book. They only care about the tokens they bought. The token they bought is a world-changing thing, and anything that's a token that they didn't buy is a piece of trash scam. That's how it goes in crypto. So if you thought Apple versus Android and Ford versus Chevy were spicy, you should see coin you bought versus coin you didn't buy spiciness. It's very funny. I think my camera's heating up here. Hold on a second. Let me turn on the fan. Hopefully that makes the camera happy. Sorry if it makes a little buzz. When you're shooting in 8K, not that you'll see the 8K, but I've got it, it really heats up the camera. Yeah, it's funny if you pull back my YouTube videos from like 2017, about 8 years ago, the quality's amazing. Why? Because I do everything better. It's better mic, better camera, better lens, better everything.
Never upload.
Almost everything.
Once a year.
Yeah. So ProveX.com.
Last time he did a video was like around
Now,
this time of Christmas,
people
wasn't
wonder,
it?
why don't people in Pulse Chain and Pulse X and Hex get any advantage over normal people in the ProveX sacrifice? Well, who knows? But I can make some guesses.
Why don't what?
But I can make people in. Why don't people in Pulse Chain and Pulse X and Hex get any advantage over normal people in the ProveX sacrifice? Well, who knows? But I can make some guesses.
You know.
If you were to, let's say you were to run up the price of something 1,000,000%, and then convert it into something else and be like, you know what? That something else has to also go up another 1,000,000%, can never dip, or I'm going to be mad at you. It's a pretty hard thing to handle. So what if instead...
So that's what happened with Pulse, basically. It didn't go up. You were up a shit ton on Hex, and then you sacrificed it, and you didn't get 1,000,000x per return. So it's not doing it again because it doesn't work, and everybody was mad. It's too much pressure.
There was less sacrificers, which means less potential sell energy. Or what if it did? What if you had sacrificed before the 1,000,000%? So if you sacrificed a thing before it ran up 1,000,000%, you'd have 1,000,000% less kind of sell pressure later, so to speak. So, I mean, the theory, and it's just a theory, no one really knows these things. No one really knows where the price is going to go. No one really knows psychology. You're making a lot of guesses. The theory is if people sacrifice things at lower numbers, it's much easier for them to be happy because it's much easier for it to go up because there's less sell pressure. So like part of the reason Hex went up 1,000,000%, in my opinion, is because there's less sell pressure because people were locking it up for years. And so in other systems where people don't have a locking mechanic to reduce sell pressure, you've got finite options available to reduce sell pressure. Less people could hear about it. So for instance, maybe it wouldn't be on other sites. So I looked around on pulsechain.com, pulsex.com, hex.com. I didn't see any mention of ProveX. Interesting. And stupid, probably. It would be cool if that was on there, in my opinion. But it probably leads to less sacrifice and probably leads to less potential sell pressure if the token ever has a price. Now, I've seen similar launch mechanics for free and open source things with Hex and PulseChain and PulseX and Inc. And they all ended up with a price. And they all did multiples. Did PulseX do a multiple? I don't think PulseX did a multiple, but PulseChain did. PulseX might have day one. I have to go look at the chart.
I don't think those went up.
So I think Ferris went at the chart. PulseX did, and they all did multiples. And Inc. X and PulseChain and PulseX and Inc. And they all ended up with a price. And they all did multiples. Did PulseX do a multiple? I don't think PulseX did a multiple, but PulseChain did. PulseX might have day one.
This is showing you when it should fail, he gonna be like, oh, so it didn't work actually.
I think fair is fair. I think more liquid things have more value than less liquid things. And I think that if people sacrifice things for cheaper than for higher, then whoever or whatever the future market looks like, it should have less sell pressure in it because there's less economic energy to start with. I think a lot of the reasons. But if it gets big, look at the coins that have launched recently, the charts have been terrible. They go up day one, they go down, and they go death forever. And I've seen this across every celebrity coin, every politician coin. It's wild. You know, part of, I believe part of a price chart shape is based on the number of people that will hear about a thing compared to the number of people that heard about it day one. And so if you front load all your energy onto day one, you're going to get one of those dumb looking charts that's just big spike day one and then people, you know, just dies forever. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. I'd prefer to have a chart that doesn't look like that. So reflexive. You
said that about PulseChain, man.
PulseChain,
so
faster, cheaper Ethereum.
I get it though, because if it's smaller starting, if it's a smaller pool of people, like if it ends and it's only 8 million, then yeah, it can go up. But still, it's gonna take a lot unless you gonna pump it, I guess. So it's the same shit, man. The same circle. Like I'm gonna pump it. But are you really? I don't believe you anymore.
Just some changes to make it faster and make it cheaper. So it has lower inflation by 25%. It has faster block times, 10 seconds instead of 12 seconds. Hex, time locking with very low inflation. Not as low as Bitcoins. Not as low as Pulse Chains. Definitely not as low as PulseX, which only burns, can never mint. And I believe ProveX is the same. It can only burn, never mint. You know, if you want to see a cool
so we know it has a cap.
I hate mentioning a website that, well, you don't want to show someone a website that has 1,000 million other coins on it that can scam people. You prefer people not get scammed. But if you do know where to look up the chart of, say, PulseX versus Pulse, it's an amazing looking chart in favor of PulseX. And I think the reason for that is because it has such a superior buy and burn mechanic and it can never inflate. There is some inflation in Pulse to stakers. I think they get like 10% a year on average. You'd have to do, there's websites that track it. like ultrasound.money or something. I don't exactly remember it. Maybe that's Ethereum's supply tracker. Maybe Pulse Chain Stats has that. PulseChainStats.com. I haven't looked through a lot of these websites in a while.
Yeah, I think it's
So long
Pulse
story
Chain
short,
Stats.
I think Pulse Chain and Hex and PulseX are amazing. And I think all they need is some marketing. And I think having a cool new project that doesn't have as much competition as layer ones or DEXs can work well. Because if what you're trying to do isn't working, you have to rotate. If people were interested in what you had, they would have it already.
Yeah, people don't give a fuck about Pulse Chain.
You have to rotate your pitch. You have to try different things. So if you say this is to on-ramp new users to this thing, and then people check the chart and they don't like the chart, they're not going to like the new thing. If you say the new thing is to help all chains, amplify all chains, transcend chains, you end up with users that don't care to check other charts because it doesn't matter as much, because they're not, the reason the thing exists is on its own. What else? Yeah, some thought went into this stuff, my guess. So I
wish
think
she
the
would
chart of
stop
the
being
thing-
so chicken shit. Stop being so chicken shit, man. Stop being so scared to say stuff. Like, I don't get why. I'm going to use Charles Hoskinson as an example, or Vitalik, or any of these other people that are doing stuff. Why they aren't like this? Why is he the only one that's like scared to say shit? And that's the red flag, is that he's not being genuine when it comes to that.
that has decamillions of sacrifice is likely a lighter, easier chart to go up than a thing that has, say, a billion, just from a math perspective. What else? I got a bunch of questions from you guys. So that's just off the top of my head stuff. Paper, you see? You can print questions and you can answer them. The Richard Heart account on Twitter asked, hey guys, if I'm going to do a video, what do you want me to answer for questions? And here you go. Here are those questions. You've been tracking the Genius Stack. What opportunities does its rulings open up? It lets you create a stablecoin and compete with other stablecoins. So if, for instance, you've got extra overhead or extra counterparty risk or extra smart contract risk from having to bridge, you could find a counterparty that wants to launch directly on your chain, which should reduce counterparty risk. But it's not active yet. So the legislation passed, but the things that it's not, the legislation passed, but it has a timer on it where it's not active yet. So people don't know that, and they just pretend that it exists. It doesn't really exist yet. It's on its timer to start at some point. How does having the most liquidity on PulseX versus Uniswap provide value to traders and secure Pulse Chain's position in the market? Well,
So you haven't read the questions yet?
secure Pulse Chain's position. How does having the most liquidity on PulseX versus Uniswap provide value to traders and secure Pulse Chain's position in the market?
Yeah, that's a dumb question.
Well,
Why do you care?
Uniswap doesn't have a front end that runs on Pulse Chain. And they don't have... So basically, liquidity kind of becomes a first mover advantage. The bigger gets bigger, critical mass kind of snowball kind of thing. Because you care about order execution. So when you go to place a new trade, you want the best deal for your money. The best deal for your money is going to be where it's thickest. And then when you execute that trade into the thickest book, it remains the thickest because you just traded into it. And so your fees inflate the LP position of the liquidity providers of that thing. And so because PulseX was the largest in the beginning on Pulse Chain, it's likely to continue to be the largest because unless someone puts in millions and millions and millions of dollars, unless someone puts in like deca millions of dollars at risk to create a larger LP pool on a different system other than PulseX's, it's just going to continue to have better order execution because it has thicker books. Coins to stables, and they become to get induced, had to sell whatever other crypto they have for stable. And guess what? You could only participate if you showed that you had tons of stable. So people nuked the normal crypto prices to get stupid stable. So if you want crypto to do well and you don't want to be scared that any one of your things becoming popular will nuke the price of everything else, you kind of need
so
to.
I'm running out of patience. So does he say what the token does in this video? I thought we were near the end. We're just halfway through. Don't tell me what it does. But does he say do we know what it does? Or why we want it? Or no? Or is it still a mystery?
Reflexivity where everything goes up together. And then it amplifies it so that a move up in one thing moves up everything. But it's a double-edged sword. A move down in one thing moves down everything. And so you basically, I've never seen a coin, I've never seen an L1 chain do well launching a bunch of tokens that didn't incentivize people to end up through the liquidity pairings of getting the native token. So for instance, stablecoins used to run on another protocol. I think it was counterparty protocol, your game mechanic and value accrual mechanism than fees. Getting people to buy and hold your thing moves the chart more. We hope to see WPLS used on Ethereum to come more embedded into the wider ecosystem. I'm not really a fan of counterparty risk or bridge risk. If you're on-ramping new users, you'd rather on-ramp them to Pulse Chain than to Ethereum. If you own more Pulse Chain than Ethereum, would be my guess, because your price might go up and they might enjoy more potential for appreciation. You know, Ethereum's price is now down after 5 years.
He already said what the coin does.
A lot. And is it because Ethereum tech is bad?
I didn't hear him say
Ethereum
anything about what he said, what the product does, but I didn't hear anything about what the actual token does. At 35. All right. You're not trolling me, are you now?
Well, why? It's too heavy. Market cap's too high. People aren't launching ICOs on it. Okay, so why buy the token? Bitminer, publicly traded. Tom Lee shills it on television all the time. He bought up 3% of the Ethereum supply, 2.5%, 3%. He's down. He's not up. He's
aren't
down.
you too?
Sailor bought who knows how many billions. Not looking that great for him either. So you'd prefer something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to get to go up, you know. The S-curve thing is real. Things are unpopular. I'm going to do this backwards for you guys. Is that it? I don't know. I'll do it backwards for you. I'm going to do it from my perspective. And I'm going to do it from your perspective. So this is a normal S-curve. Early adoption, users, flat. All right, well, I called the top in Bitcoin many years ago at 65K before it dropped to 17K. And now it's at like 88K. And a few days ago, I think it was 85. It sucks. Nobody wants a 2X or a 3X. They don't.
I mean,
they want a 10X,
yeah, but
100X,
if we're trying to store
1000X.
value, I'm going to store it where it's
Most
safer.
people aren't going to get generationally wealthy on a 2X.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to come up off of holding ETH or Bitcoin. I'm just trying to outperform, you know. So a quick funny thing is all the sports cards I bought and all the silver I bought has outperformed. Really, the funny one is the sports cards. Those are all up. Like, I'm up more on my sports card investments than crypto, which is not fun. I mean, it's cool, but I wish I would have went all in on my cards.
I hope that answers your question. I think Pulse Chain's cooler than Ethereum. But if Ethereum goes to the moon, I ain't going to cry
Like
too bad.
every Kobe card I bought, every Jordan, Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, that stuff all went up in the past couple, like the last year.
What's the multiplier to sacrifice firstborn children? I don't think there's any points awarded for that. Why did you buy ETH at 3.7K Brev? It would have been nicer to buy it at 1,400, wouldn't it have? When it dipped there. Wah.
That's a good question. Like, that's why he blocks everybody, because he projects. He projecting his own thought. He think that somebody is crying. Why would he be crying about your buy? You're crying. You're crying off the buy. Like, it's crazy he doesn't see that. He takes that as somebody crying. Like, he's asking, why did you do that? Like, I would love for him to answer that. Like, what was your thought process? You know, get some education. You get some education on everything else, but you can't give education on what your thought process was on that buying process there. What were you thinking? What were you wrong about? You know, why you can't, like, that's when he starts to look like a bitch to me. Like, I lose respect for him.
No one knows with perfection where markets are going to go.
Okay,
How are we going to
so
deal
you're
with banks,
wrong. And
governments,
so he did address
when
it. Okay, you were wrong. Fair enough.
proceeding with ProveX, surely they would not like the idea, especially in the EU. I think governments like honesty and proof. So if you have something that proves statements and proves honesty, that sounds like a win to me. I mean, the governments appear to hate crypto a little less than they used to. So that's nice. Needless to say, I think our ecosystem has proven very robust to government attack since we beat the government in the government's court, which almost no one else has ever done. So maybe the government's figured out that we're not to be trifled with. Who knows? What are you hoping to have as key features of the minimum viable product? Go test ZK P2P.xyz. Terrible domain name.
Yeah, it is bad.
That working with a token and some token burning would be pretty awesome. By the way, the token can launch before any mechanisms to burn it exist. So you don't have to wait years for that. Launching a token.
So you're gonna have to wait years for the burn. I see the slip up there. It's too late to cut the video out and re-edit it and stuff, so it slipped through.
Easy, pretty well understood, pretty well audited and explored space. So I read on the website that the token could be issued shortly after the sacrifice phase. Because
But you're doing the
PRC
same
20.
shit that you said the same shit for Pulse Chain, so it's not really believable. I don't believe you. So it sounds like it's going to be a meme token.
ERC20, the code is
It
well
doesn't
understood.
do anything.
What if the wrong political party takes office
And
again?
then at one point in the future, it might have some capabilities.
At some point in the future, do you think they will again use three-letter agencies to target you and your followers? I doubt it. Didn't work out well for him last time, but who knows or cares? That's what this stuff's built for, censorship resistance, right? What else? Theoretically, the protocol we're launched would have a banking partner already. Baking partner, it says. That's funny. You don't need one. It's peer-to-peer, so the protocol doesn't touch. It's just software that peers run. It's just code. You can run it or not. It doesn't have any life of its own. It's just like the calculator program in your operating system. You can run calculator or you can not run calculator. It's a tool you can use for your own ends. Doesn't have banks. You might have a bank. That's your problem.
Problem.
Is it possible to fork something existing so we can research it. Told you about that already.
All right, so yeah, I don't think he's going to say what it is.
Some of these questions are hard to understand. The theory is OTC effectively. Please correct me if my understanding is incorrect. Does it rely on community providing a side to purchase? What would theoretically happen if the community didn't have enough sell pressure at one point? I don't even get this question. It's software that you run like a calculator. Just helps you do what you want to do with your life better. If you want to trade one thing for another thing, you can prove a statement that says that you did something, like paid. You can also automate the sending of coins to where you want to send them. Why does it burn when I pee, it says. You should go to the doctor, mate. Or jerk off less. Why would your reason be to not let ProveX...
You jack off too much, your pee burns? Is that what he's saying?
Buy and burn be directed to... Your guys' typing sucks. To PulseX.
Yeah, all your followers are stupid. All of your followers are stupid, man. You built a following of stupid people who would fall for your shit. It's like it's not that your products suck. It's that the way you market them, only a fool would continue to participate. So you have a following of people, like, because you don't be straight up about stuff, because you call everything a sacrifice and you're not honest to the core, only stupid people believe you. It's kind of like that. That's why everybody's about the posted to rely on the post chain.
Buy and burn the ProveX token instead of the PulseX token. The PulseX token is already rewarded by whatever liquidity. If ProveX has liquidity in PulseX, then PulseX buy and burn will be enriched by those trades. It doesn't also need to starve the native token of the new project because you hold that bag. The begging because you hold a bag thing is so gross. Hey, bro, why don't you just give new token to me, bro? Because I have this, Vitalik, why don't you just make it so that validators just give me money instead of themselves? Vitalik, why don't you just inflate supply and give to me, please? That's what your questions sound like. They suck. It's begging with more words. Satoshi, please give me keys to early blocks, please. Thank you. In poorly written, uncapitalized English. Man, I shouldn't have printed so much of this. This sucks. Been a while since I read comments, and it sucks.
Yeah, there's only stupid people left, man. Anybody that's still commenting, you blocked all the smart people.
Please educate to me or translate that tweet for me.
This nigga blocked all the smart. He blocked all the people that got some thought. And now he's reading this comment. It's like, damn, these motherfuckers are stupid. People that believe me and keep being nice to me.
Oh, educate to you. Thanks, man. Educate to... Please educate to me or translate that tweet for me. Oh, educate to you. Thanks, man. Best wrist... I'm going to say wristwatch because you just wrote watch. Best watch to buy with a $50,000 budget. Don't buy watches. Dumb.
You mean what you bought? Like, what is this nigga on, yo? Didn't you buy a bunch of watches? Or I mean, is he saying that he learned from that experience?
As a person that has bought lots of watches, I can tell you there's better things to do with your money.
Gotcha.
The only people that like watches are other guys.
Right.
So if you need other guys to like you more, you can buy watches.
Yeah. That's facts.
When you live stream, you should use a clearly obvious...
That's why he did the purse thing. But I wonder if that worked. Probably does. It probably does work. Like, you buy a Chanel bag, Yeah, you rock a Chanel bag. Go to the club rocking a Chanel bag. You probably get at least a lot of bitches to talk to you, for sure. They gonna at least always say, "Oh my God, is that a Chanel bag?" And it's off to the races.
AI version of yourself for the first 5 to 10 minutes just to mess with everyone and play into the theories and conspiracies. He
edited something out right there.
And play into the stream. You should use a clearly obvious AI version of yourself for the first 5 to 10 minutes just to mess with everyone and play into the theories and conspiracies. I extremely do
wonder
not
what
like
he cut out. Now he must have said something. Well, there is a conspiracy. Actually, I'm actually. Well, let me edit that out.
I do not exist, and the things I say, I don't say. It really bothers me. And if you are intent on telling me that I don't exist and that I'm actually AI, block yourself on my behalf. Because I really dislike it. I do exist.
Stop acting like it, man. Like, for one, stop making people just stupid follow you, and stop acting like it ain't really you. You like one person one day, and then the next day you're a totally different person. It's like
that I say.
I mean, I play around like that. I don't really believe that his accounts and stuff is somebody else, but sometimes it be seeming like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're really smart. Did you go to college? Also, you have a lot of common sense. What city did you grow up in? Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I went to school in Davie there. And I went to community college and it sucked and I quit. Thank you for the kind words. Everything you want to learn, it's on the internet now. The best way to learn stuff is to pull knowledge in as you need it, not to shove a lot of knowledge into yourself and hope you need it one day. You're just going to forget it all. It's all going to be useless. Pull in knowledge as you need it.
Probably the best advice he said this whole video.
Rebuild trust. Let's talk about rebuild trust. Go look at the charts that you guys made with your selling. Okay?
Come on now.
And then see where anything has been any different.
Yeah.
It's the same crap, right?
Everything went down.
You need marketing. That's what you need. We miss you and love you lots. Thanks.
Nigga don't give a fuck.
Is the 4-year cycle come to an end? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. But even if it doesn't, you got so many conflicting things. Everyone got, the government froze. That's not a word, froze. The government froze, and then people didn't get paid, and then they had to sell what they had to survive, and a lot of people work for the government, and the prices of stuff people bought crashed, and the markets for stuff got frozen, and they just now today decided to turn off quantitative tightening, so I hear, at the Fed of the United States. And so a lot of those things, and Mr.
I hate when he
Bitminer,
talks
Tom Lee,
about
hasn't
stuff
gotten
that
his
I
5%
don't.
of Ethereum he wants to buy yet. He's only about halfway done. He's got 850 million sitting in cash, so I hear, currently. So you've got a lot of things that are positive. And then you've got a lot of things that are negative. You've got like S-curve crap and some DAT sold instead of bought. These digital asset treasuries, DAT plays. And it's hard to call it, and you always have 40% dips. And so, Ethereum not too long ago was 1,500. Okay, well now it's 2,800. Well, I like 2,800 better than 1,500.
Actually, it's 3,000.
So even if it's like flippity floppity, it's still making much higher lows. If you look at the chart, it's still up and to the right. So I think that, so what, either it keeps dumping and you get your 4-year crap cycle, and then it's over after 364 days if it makes the fractal of the last 2 times it did it. Or you don't get it this time because the only people that are in it are institutional money and they own all the coins and retail's not really here, which is why there's no search volume. In which case, maybe you don't do the 4-year dippity-doo, whatnot. So it's hard to predict. I hope that.
He's not as, he used to be really, it's going to happen this time. And then we're going to go down. And then this is the bottom. Like now he's playing that, it could go up. It could go down. He's just not the same.
People rotate out of Bitcoin into Ethereum.
Nobody stays the same, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to, but we're reacting.
ProveX, you name it, PulseX, Hex, Pulse. I'd like to see those things happen. But in the end, you do the best you can. You do what you know works. And then if it works, wonderful. And if it doesn't, you gave it your best. A lot of people say they've tried everything and they haven't tried anything, you know? So I'm happy to see things happening. Like the charity in the United States is sitting on, I don't know, soon to be 1 million tablets that they're going to figure out how to distribute. As soon as they figure out a way that works better than the way they tried previously, you know, they sent 100K out to random people. It didn't work.
Oh, he talking about the tablets.
That's expensive. You'd rather do it a way that works. So you rotate, you try things differently. Yeah, you just keep trying. And then at some point, you're what's left. And everyone else has fallen by the wayside and disappeared and aren't talked about and aren't doing live streams and aren't releasing new technology and aren't doing new and awesome things with no competitors. You know, we're doing it better. It just takes a little time. And by the way, you know, Bitcoin doesn't have an on-chain exchange and hasn't for 15 years. Pulse Chain does, right? So like the stuff we have is better than what Bitcoin has. If you keep doing the right thing, it should become more valuable than it.
How do you market Pulse Chain in a world where there is really no crypto marketing anywhere? The only crypto marketing I ever see is like when I'm watching basketball and Coinbase is on the court, or it's like on the jersey or something. Like, and then how do you do that type of marketing? Like that type of marketing should have been done when Pulse Chain was way up. Instead of getting that race car, but then it still probably wouldn't have been enough. Like, I think now what should have been done, which is nobody would have thought this because everybody was so bullish, right? But money should have been put aside for right now to do marketing. Like some marketing like that right now, when there's no real crypto, when crypto ain't really a thing, that's the best time I think to go hard on some marketing. Is when nobody's really into crypto and you can be the only one that people are like, oh, that's crypto still a thing, you know, and get it going that way. But I don't know, man. Like, it kind of seems like the Pulse Chain stuff has to go down to where it's so low that it can start going up. Because it's too heavy for that type of marketing. Like, with that type of marketing, you're going to get like a couple people every day. Like, I wonder how many people go to Coinbase and sign up because they seen it on the NBA court. Like, probably not many. So, I mean, that's on an NBA court. So, it does keep it in the psyche, though.
Rewarded. And in a world where it doesn't get rewarded, you should still be a lot higher than you are now, in my opinion. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't, predict prices. I don't make forward-looking statements very much, particularly on things that I've founded.
Really, nigga?
Basically never. Like, I don't make forward-looking statements just because the stuff's good enough on its own. You don't have to, like, make unqualified guesses that no one can know the answer to. I know that if you have better tech and you do marketing and there's more potential, that's about all you can ask for. And we do have better tech and we do have more potential. And where's Satoshi's video? He's not doing one. I'm doing one. So.
Took you a year,
it takes
though,
a lot of
dude.
time to read your guys' questions. My God.
I'm doing it for Satoshi. I'm doing it. Might as well be Satoshi. Just go ahead and be Satoshi.
All right. So
Probably do better
long
if you
story
just
short,
disappear.
ProveX.com, ProveX.info, Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX.
Moretokens.com.
Nigga, give me some more.
Just keep more things keep integrating
More
in the
things?
stack. You've got on-chain exchange. You've got time-locked value storage. You've got
So, okay, he doesn't say
Consensus network
what
that's
the token
higher throughput,
does.
lower-
We're going to go right now to zkp2p.xyz. They like, oh, it rhymes. We're going to definitely use that. It's cool. Yeah, man. zkptp.xyz. Okay, on ramp. It's live saying you love more. Log in. Okay, and Venmo. I see why people were saying the whole okay. Okay. But I mean, wise. Well, I'm about to say. It sounds like it's just gonna be from wallet to wallet. Because when somebody asked him about the banks, he was like, why? Well, it's not gonna be any banks. Right? I wish I could knew what part he said that. So I remember at 35 is when it started to kind of get
That working with a token and some token burning would be pretty awesome. But the system has proven very robust to government attack since we beat. That sounds like a win to me. I mean, the governments appear to hate crypto a little less than. Yeah, no one's gonna cry too bad either. Now it's it from your perspective. So you'd prefer something that's a little bit a bit potential for appreciation. Rather on-ramp them. How do you hope to see WPLS used mechanism than fees? Protocol, I think it was counterparty protocol. And then they had a chain that they used. And then the chain never made any money because people just paid a little bit of fees. Do well, stupid stable. So to get into that thing. So like when at risk, to create a larger LP pool on a different system. The token could be issued shortly all firm last time, but ready? Baking partner, it says.
That's okay, funny. Banking partner.
You don't need one. It's peer-to-peer.
Right.
So the protocol doesn't touch. It's just software that peers run.
Yeah, so sounds like from what he's saying, when you do this, there will be like someone on the other end. It's kind of like there's this thing called, it's this thing for Bitcoin called what's that one? I got it, but I don't know what it's called. I haven't used it before though. But basically what you'll have, you go to buy, right? Let's see, but maybe some liquidity. Yeah, it's kind of like this right here. So yeah. So if I need $3,000, I can get this $3,000 out of here from this person. So this person wants some real dollars, right? So I will put 3,773 and then I would give him my real dollars and he would give me his 3,773 USDC. That's how it's going to work. It's not going to, this banking part, I don't think it's going to be like that. I wish I knew the name of that thing, man. Let me pull it up. I know what it's called. Oops. It's like Bitseed or something like that. Man, I forgot how to use Windows. How do I go to my apps? There it is. Bisq. So it's the same thing. You basically take people's orders. So it's cool because this is a way to get, it'll be a way to privately get funds from a wallet to another wallet, I believe. Oh, you can't even see. My bad. Here's Bisc. So you fill an order. So yeah. Now where a token would come in with this, that's what I want to know. I don't see how, unless you have to pay a fee in the token to use the platform, maybe. Maybe there's a fee. There's probably a transaction fee. APR, how is that working? Annual percentage rate and spread based on protocol volume. Let's try add liquidity. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that makes sense too. Because I mean, I am adding liquidity, so I need to say where I want it to come out at. It's not like I can just put a range. Yeah, it's interesting, but I just don't see why it needs a coin. And it's probably not a good reason since he's not saying what it is. Or maybe he doesn't want to say what it is because he doesn't want them to copy him. But I would bet that it's probably not a good idea. So basically we're talking about an escrow. Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning. Because I knew about Bisc. Like low key, how new is this? It's been out about a year. Look at the armor. That's pretty dope. Cash App. This is cool. Because now I'm guessing that me getting my dollars to my Venmo is anonymous from where it came from. Send, here you go, right here. Nice. I just want to know what the token does. Sounds like I'm not gonna be sacrificing though. I mean, I could see myself throwing some change at it, but for me, how long is it? It's till next year, like the beginning of next year, right? First address is done 4 million. The second is only 300,000. So this better be Richard Hart's address. I just don't like the idea of that anymore. January 9th. That's not too late. That's not too far. I can see myself regretting not getting in. I think it will pump, but I think it'll be one of those things that it'll go down. It'll at least give a dip. And it's gonna dip to these prices. $1 rate per 10,000 points. So that means the price would be what? If you can get 10,000 for $1, you move the decimal place over. Is that 4 times? No. I don't know. Yes, I'm stupid. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I feel like I could do better. I could just keep my money and then when it dumps, get in, or when it comes out, get in. It's probably gonna not come out when I'm expecting it to, so it's probably gonna pump. But do I think it's gonna be worth sitting and waiting for it to come out? I don't know. Tip implies it will go back up. It's going to crash those prices. It's going to get to a fair value. Like 13 million, like the bigger it gets, the worse off it's going to do, you know? So it's best if it doesn't get any. 13 million is already too much, in my opinion. Like it should if he's talking about something starting off small and it can go up, well, it's already too big. 13 million, that's a lot for post-chain ecosystem, unless he's gonna like finally deploy all his ETH, which is probably not gonna happen, man. He's probably not gonna do that shit. He's not gonna buy it all up just to pump it and get people paid. I don't think so. Maybe it is like a revenge type of thing where he's finally gonna this is how he gets his loyal people paid, you know, because only the most loyal of loyal are sacrificing for this shit, you know. So they do deserve a win. So maybe that. But I can't see myself putting in an amount that makes me, that I would rather just save for something else. You know, like this is something that you kind of got to go. You don't have to, but probably going to go a little bit bigger than normal, a little bit bigger than a meme coin, a little bit bigger than like maybe even a L1 position. So, or maybe around what I would go into a L1 with, right? And why do that when I can just wait for a solid opportunity? That's kind of how I'm looking at it. It's like, it's not even really worth, I mean, there isn't anything coming out. Well, actually, Midnight's coming out on the 8th. Like, maybe I'll just wait for that to come out. If I'm gonna play, you know, something. Maybe I'll use that to go into this. Because I got an airdrop. Sell that. Go into this. Like, it's gonna have to, I'm not going into my Barney bag for this shit. Not going into the Barney bag. Only using wins to go in something like this. At a fifth token, right? He's getting everyone to FOMO and sell all their coins down to rock bottom prices, and he's gonna come scoop all the cheap coins he couldn't get off the market. Yeah, I see the price of Pulse has dipped. Let's see where it's at now. I think that's a new low. So new low for Pulse. I'm not gonna lie, I bought some Hex on ETH a couple weeks ago.
And it's gone.
I think it was back here. No, it was back here for sure. And then I was like, man, I should probably just sell this shit. Because I bought it to stake it. But I staked it. I'm going to just go ahead and stake it. Keep the ladder going. Them payments. But yeah, I bought on ETH. Because fees are cheap. Man, I need to clean this up. Got a lot of trash in here. ETH outperforming, nice. Zcash, man, that crashed hard. Not really though. What's monthly chart? It's not a bad buy right there, I think. If you're bullish on it, I'm not really that bullish on it. But if it's gonna go up, it's gonna go from here. Silver at 58. %15% of SAC money he took in will buy all the coins back up these prices. New all-time low. Yeah, I'm not buying any Pulse. I'm good. If I'm gonna buy something from Richard Heart, because it's probably gonna just be Hex. Just to keep them. Cause, you know, for the payments. Even if it goes down, like even if I get it's probably 15 years is a long time, especially with inflation. So it's going to have to go up a little bit or that shit's going to turn into dust. Just say how he doesn't really exist. I think he just asked not to. Yeah. All right. How are you going to send tokens to people who sack from different chains? That's how it is. You can sack from different chains. It's a good question. That is a good question. Maybe when you do it, it like sign in to generate addresses and start making sacrifices. Oh yeah, that's how. So then it'll generate an address and you can send. Nah, it's not even doing that. Let's see. Yeah. That's how. So it'll go, you send Dash to this address, my wallet is going to get the coins. That's how it works. Pretty standard, really. It makes sense because I just signed it saying that this is my address. For Dash. Should sell all my Pulse chain for Supra and Cardano. Nah, don't do that. It's too late to sell now. Might as well just wait. It'll recover. Man, I don't know about going up, but it'll give you a bounce. Damn, look at this shit crashing. 15. I said I probably buy some Pulsive and make some new ads with 0. Be way down here. Yeah, Pulsive ain't add a 0. I'll get some. More. Damn, God, what'd you guys do, man? Jeez. Look at that LP, though. What did you guys do? Just thieves, bro. Thieves. Give me all that. All right. Oh, the liquidity. It's interesting. Something to buy food. Buying used Tron. The thing about Trons, I just don't trust it, man. Still got one more stake. Same. People selling to get into the new stack. Yeah, for sure. I just don't think that's a good move. I mean, it might be though. It might outperform. I'm not doing that shit. I'm done, man. Done with all of it. For the most part. Just working on less. Less protocol on more, built on more, allegedly. I mean, now it'd probably be a good, I mean, launching something now, you won't get that much capital, but you'll at least be starting when things are down. Yeah, so I don't want to say too much, but there's, from what I understand, I'm be like Richard. From what I understand, there's something being built on top of more. Do I have the window open? I actually have the window open to it right here. Let's see. Should I preview it a little bit? It looks just like the More website. It's just a test net though. It's on test net, actually. But the yeah, I want to show it, but I don't want to dox the addresses for the contracts. Because then people will go to the contracts and look at it and see how it works. But I asked them to make some UI changes so that it shows more of what's going on. From what I understand, what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to buy and burn more. And it has what's that buzzword? Flywheel. It's like a perpetual thing that keeps people depositing. There's always a carrot in front of a user. If there is no user, the carrot is really fat and juicy. Put it like that.
No Diddy, you know.
You know, immutable buy and burn, can't be raised, can't be lowered. New inflation, deflation tokenomics. Actually, it's never been done before, the inflation and deflation. The inflation for it is what keeps the carrot fat. Because what happens is over time, basically people are scared of inflation, but inflation is where the yield comes from. Like if you don't have any inflation, it's going to be hard to generate yield. But if you inflate it too much, then it kind of crashes. So you need to have both. You know, at certain times, certain time periods, inflation is low. Certain time periods, inflation is high. And then you have a buy and burn that's just sitting there cooking and waiting and waiting and waiting until people are just extremely bored, which is usually a long time after the protocol has been launched. So the problem is people do their buy and burns and then they blow through the buy and burn too soon. And then it just gets wasted because people that are just trying to game it, it goes to them. And then the people that are hardcore, they're left with nothing, the crumbs and the empty buy and burn. So my thing is designed to keep it while entertaining the people who want to game it. There's a game for them to play. Put it like that. There's a game that they can play where they're not really concerned about the buy and burn and them not getting any of that. There's two games that they can play in between. So, it's dope. Just got to make sure that when it launches, I mean, to be honest, you got to make sure that when it launches, the price goes up. That's the only way. And it's pretty easy to do that if you don't have any inflation at the beginning. So what happens is if there's no inflation at the beginning, people speculate, and that's what drives the price up because there's no inflation. So it drives the price up. And that makes the ROI really attractive. And when the ROI is really attractive, that attracts the gamblers. And the gamblers fill up the buy and burn. And then that fuels the speculators who also start to play the game, which fills up the buy and burn. And that keeps it going for a while, not forever, but it keeps it going for long enough to where the buy and burn builds up to a nice amount. And then they'll probably start going down. But then people start saying, but that buy and burn, look at the buy and burn, look at the market cap, you know, and then all of a sudden the inflation starts to go up, which makes the rewards get more attractive. So it fills up the buy and burn even more. So it's going to be dope. Maybe. No promises. Might not ever come out, actually. So don't buy more thinking that, oh, the buy and burn's coming. I don't know when it's coming or if it will, but I'm looking at the website right now. I would show you, but it has the, let's see, what can I guess we could show this. This doesn't have anything too revealing on it. Put some steam behind it, yeah. Yeah, we'll put some steam behind this one for sure. If ever. Plan is to wait till it's done and then slowly do like what I'm doing now. Like just have you imagine it. But I'll have more confidence when it's done. It's almost, it's working. It's on really short blocks. So look, this is the next rate increase, but it's actually, I think this is a day, but it's doing a day in like 30 seconds. So it's like day, probably like 30,000 or something. Yeah, 30-second days. So more is on Ethereum, Pulse-Chain, and Avalanche. How's more doing on AVAX? I haven't even looked. It's probably down, like all of them. More on AVAX is the better distributed one though. But more on Ethereum, that's my favorite one right now. Too much alpha, maybe too much alpha. But I mean, just the staking. So it's not showing you too much. Just know that it's designed to, so it buys and burns more and it buys and burns less. But I think the buy and burn for more is more often than, I think the buy and burn for less doesn't start until later because it doesn't need a buy and burn because it has the auction. Like if you buying and burning with the auction, you just wasting it. Because it's going to like people that's just like just takers. They can take, but they don't have to take from the speculators. And the speculators need to take from the auctioners. And then you got the moron who just sits and holds the ETH and waits for them to get bored. And it starts buying and burning less. Allegedly, of course. Trayvon stream might be exactly what Hex needed. I got both more on ETH and Pulse-Chain stake right now. Same. You know me, I just do it 15 years. Yeah, the moron is the buy and burn. That's what I'm going to call the buy and burn, the moron. I would like to have it be like a moving thing where like when you call the buy and burn, he's like a character that like reaches in his pocket and he, you know what I'm saying, and he burns it. You know, that would be cool, but it's probably like, I don't know how I could. I guess if I just keep on thinking about it out loud, I could probably describe it to the person that's building it, the UI. But like you click the and he, you know, I've seen that stuff in blockchain before where like you click the button and it queues up the character to do something. And then when you hit confirm, he puts it in the burn. You know what I'm saying? That should be dope. And he's a moron. Because he's taking his ETH and he's burning it. That should be dope. But yeah, moretokens.com. Check it out. I'll talk to y'all in the next stream. Other than that, I'll be doing member videos pretty often. Talk to you on the next one.